Welcome to Ellie Goldsmith's Inspired Flow. We made it. We completed the 7-week cycle in the next few days. Today is the new month of Sivan, which is the third month in the Jewish calendar. We are getting ready for a special time. Everything good comes in threes. I was the third child. Moshe Moses was the third child of his family. We have the third month. And we have the three aspects of the Jewish people, Kohanim, Leviim, and Yisrael. And we also have the three aspects of Torah, Tanakh, Torah, Nevi'im, Kesuvim. There's a long list of these three, Torah, Nevi'im, Kesuvim. It translates as the Torah. I don't know why they call it the Old Testament or something, but there's no such thing. It's the G-dly, the revelation that happened. And it's still happening and it will always happen, an endless revelation that happened on this special day, 6 days from now, and it continues to grow, and the light gets stronger as the darkness grows. There's a bigger light being revealed in balance to that darkness, and the goal is to turn that darkness into light. That is the whole purpose of this world, to bring out the spiritual and the physical, and that is something. I was listening to Oprah, and he was getting very inspired, this guy, Richard Roll, I think, something like that. And the main thing is that what you see is, Richard Roll is a different podcast. There's a cool one, Jeff Roll, I think, something like that. Anyway, you come back to Oprah, so it was on Super Soul Sunday, so he was like rebranding their religion, and the real thing about making it universal is, one, that's good, but two, to realize that, once again, you don't even have to limit it to a Jew who went on a different way. You bring it back to the concept of universal truth, of this concept of renewal, and this concept that we see from, he couldn't even avoid it, honestly, during the podcast. We're quoting the original text, the voracious Genesis, as they call it, about how we're made in the image of God. And that is something which is fundamental to all spirituality, that we have a godly soul and a godly image of our bodies, even, and made in a godly form. And everything, has the Rosh Devarach Emes, Sof Devarach Emes, has a seal of truth. Like, you look in creation, for me that was like a huge part of my journey back, the sunrise, sunset, experiencing the beauty of creation, and that woke my soul up when I was in my late teens. I was running along the beach and just inspired by what I was seeing around me, the waves, the beauty, the power, and it just overwhelmed me in a spiritual sense and brought me to seek out this truth, which we're talking about now, these three levels of Torah, the prophets, Nevi'im, and Kesuvim, which is the writings. This is the three aspects that were given. There was actually 24 books which were connected to the 24 crowns, it says, that were given to the color, 24 jewelry, sets of jewels that were put and placed over the brides, that we are, we married, in a way, God. If you can understand what that means, that's how intimate your own intimate relationship is, and ultimately the intimate relationship with our Creator is. It was meant to be a marriage, and the marriage bond, the wedding experience that was taking place with the mountain over us, like a chuppah, like it was meant to bring out this complete unity and universal bonding of creation, and as a humankind, the whole world has an opportunity to be part of that, in bonding through this special experience. And it's a shame, in a way, that the day of Shavuot that's coming up this week is so like the completion of the cycle with this malchus of revelation, of a vessel of creation, of bringing together all the light that exists and putting it into a vessel. So it shouldn't just be all over the place. It should actually have focus and direction and beauty, and should be a win-win, and should bring out all the different things we worked on during these 7 weeks, like the different aspects of man, of humankind, of it doesn't mean man specifically, of women, of everybody. And this really is the combination of bringing it together in a complete form, and that climaxes with this synergization into the ultimate. Like, once there's synergy, that's already Yesod. Then we come into this climax of reviewing, of internalization, and that really is as the Shabbos comes out this week, is Malchus Malchus. It's the kingship of kingship, which is the idea of receiving and being able to review and internalize in the most intense level. Then we get ready to really be on a level beyond this 8th level, which is really what the goal is, to go beyond this world into a spiritual dimension. And that's what's going to be happening on a active, real way. I mean, if you just listen to what's going on out there in all different levels of society, there's a breakdown which is only there to bring out a deeper revelation. And even the religions are rebranding, like we just said. They're coming back to the source and to rebrand what they're saying and talking about, that it needs to come back to the soul level and not so much all these external labels and misuse. And they need to come back to a pure form of unity, of unification, of universal truths that brings out the soul and brings out a more spiritual experience. And that really will guide everything in the future. Like we said, there's a need for versatility and emotional intelligence. We spoke about this in previous podcasts for the future. There's also going to be a massive need for spiritual intelligence, and that would be the next level, this level beyond, whether people are believing or not. It will manifest, and it will be a type of revelation where the only way to have fulfillment, as Tony Robbins so well says, is by becoming someone who believes in something beyond, and thereby serving that beyond, that giving of yourself to something beyond. And that's the key with the 12 steps. It's got to a point where there's no way of avoiding it. If a person doesn't believe, they'll end up through rehab coming to believe. If it's not through rehab, it will be through struggles in business. If it's not through struggles in business, struggles in relationships, struggles with yourself, the inner war, the inner battles. You have to have a force beyond yourself to guide you and bring out a purposeful, fulfilling life. And that is the bottom line. That is the whole Torah stands on this, of belief, emunah, and this universal truth that is going to shine forth. We all need strengthening in that. Like, for practical level, me personally, like, I'm going through it on a daily level of trying to strengthen my belief. Like today, I was about to get out of my wife, and I connected a few people. Like, always nice to network with people and show appreciation. Invited a broker, property guy, and he came to my house for my party because he helped find me the house when we, a year ago this time of year. And we had the party, and he came and he met some people, and they were good friends of mine, and bit by bit he got involved with some deals with them. Anyway, he came around a year later, and they sold an apartment through that meeting. And we have a little side deal now for other people that I'm meeting and introducing. But he agreed to show some appreciation for that original introduction, and he dropped round some coffee filters and some really nice coffee, and he even gave me a tip from some of the money that they were blessed with, like a big sale that they got through being at my home. And in the past I paid this guy before as well for my own home, so it's like a continuation of there being good agents of positivity. And that was literally just walking out of my house today. I didn't have to phone anyone or do anything, go anywhere. It was right, the guy was right there, and that's going to help. They made my wife a nice coffee, and I didn't have to go spend it in a nice fancy store or in one of these fancy restaurants. You could use the coffee filters and the nice coffee in my home, and I got a tip which will be helpful with Yom Tov coming up. This is like how life flows, and you just have to just be connecting and be available, but you also have to make sure long term you have those business models, those strategies that really bring everything together to succeed in a clearer form. Personally, I'm working on it. That's one of the reasons why I'm not giving up this podcast. I believe the inspired flow is a necessary reality, and that flow has come to its fruition through these 7 weeks we've been speaking about. This is the climax. This is the manifestation. This is a weekly workout on the inner level to how to come to such a flow in everyday life. As Rabbi Nachman and Rav Moshe, we started with this. He writes in his writings in the Kehilos the idea of the Hashgacha Shlema. There's this overall complete divine providence and flow in everything in a most complete form. And it's really about manifesting that. That is what happened on this revelation of spirituality. It wasn't just do this and do that. It was a revelation of a complete flow in everybody's life. Everyone knew their purpose. Everyone could still know their purpose, their portion, their connection. How everyone around them is part of that overall flow and is a mirror into the inner journey and the inner world of truth and values and purpose. And this is the overall divine, complete revelation that took place in this Saturday night, Sunday, and all those thousands of years ago, 3,331 years ago. So we're at a point in history where this revelation is being discussed in electronic devices, through podcasts, and through different avenues of social media and presentations and branding and marketing, and it's all coming together, this complete flow of spirituality. It's unbelievable. I mean, I was just watching Avram Fried, singing to Bibi and telling him not to fear at all, that's like exactly what you need to hear in a week when the elections have just been announced again, that there's a singer who has so much belief and energy is able to stand there and sing the same week and just say, do not fear. Things are going to come together. It'll be a flow, as hard as the struggle is for each of the country that we're in or wherever we are. And, it will come together in a complete divine providence, and in a way that there'll be a flow that's inspirational and purposeful and fulfilling. And so too with, the job situation, all the different struggles people going through, relationships. We spoke about all the different struggles comes together in an overall, complete hashgacha. There's a hashgacha shlema. There's a divine flow that makes sense, brings it to unification. Should be blessed, please God, with these 10 special guiding points that we're going to have revealed to us on this special time coming up this weekend. We should be there together as a people, as a one heart, and allow ourselves to feel that universal flow that's going through everything and the whole world, and it will bring everything together, make sense of everything in a clear way, and that belief, that true belief on something beyond ourselves, so we just don't know the full picture, but we know that it's happening and there and real, and it's powerful and it's comforting, and there's love and there's positivity in everything we're doing, and we should see that all to come together in a beautiful flow. And please share your flow, your inspirational unity projects, and how we can work together to bring together the world to a place of revelation and truth. Amen.